We're here in Sacramento in front of the federal building talking to Dr. Richard Pan, a state senator. Dr. Pan, thank you so much for being with us here.
Well, thank you for having me. Gracias.
I wanted to ask you, you recently sponsored a bill, SB 54, to make the entire state a sanctuary. Explain the importance of this bill to us.
Well, this bill, which is authored by our leader, Senator Pro Tem De Leon, basically states that the state of California, the state and local law enforcement will not be responsible for enforcing federal immigration laws. And so that is actually what the Supreme Court had previously ruled. So it reinforces the fact that state and local law enforcement is not responsible and should not be enforcing federal immigration laws. It should be the federal government that does that.
And do you see this as particularly important now with the election of Donald Trump and some of the promises he made during his campaign?
Well, it is very important now. There's a lot of fear in our communities because of the rhetoric as well as the proposed actions by the Trump administration. Our state has been successful by bringing people together to solve problems, not by dividing people. And that includes our immigrant communities. And so when our immigrant communities are feeling fear because of the kind of rhetoric that's happening in DC, that actually hurts California as a whole in the state. And we need to adhere to our values in the state. So that's why SB 54 is so important, to emphasize that our state and local officials are not responsible for having to enforce policies that are from the federal government that are inconsistent with our values.
You were introduced here at the launch of the Caravan Against Fear, precisely,
Yes.
and with the phrase California values. What does that mean, and why this assertion of California values at this time?
Well, California has been very successful in growing our economy and having a leadership role in the United States and around the world in many areas. And when you look at what California has been able to accomplish, I think other states and other countries want to emulate what we're doing here in California. And
Certainly
part of
a
that,
strong economy.
yes, and part of that is our embrace of our diversity. We have many immigrants who have come to California and contributed mightily to our culture and our economy and the vibrant place that we call California. That's California values. And so when someone tries to inject fear and distrust and division, that is counter to what we believe here in California and what we should believe in the United States. And that's why I'm proud to be here to help launch this caravan that's starting here in Sacramento, but it's going to go across the country down to the Texas border to spread the message that this is the way we become successful as a country, by bringing people together, by embracing our immigrants. After all, this is a country of immigrants. I myself am a child of immigrants. That's what makes our state great. That's what makes our country great. And so by dividing us and creating fear in immigrant communities, we are hurting our very own country, and certainly we could hurt our state as well. And that's why it's so important that we send a strong message with SB 54 and saying that we are not going to succumb to that fear. And also SB 6 as well, which I support, which says that we are going to ensure that every immigrant is going to have the rights that they have under law, that they are going to be able to protect those rights.
Well, Senator Pan, thanks again for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This is Laura Carlson with Rompeviento TV.